Domenico101mma.com.
This is Steve Domenico from Domenico101mma, and I'm here on the phone right now with Dan Cormier, who fights out of Triforce in Pawtucket, and he's fighting on the Premier FC on October 22nd, Premier FC in Agawam, Mass, and he's fighting Ken Murphy, who I had on the show, and you guys, all you fans out there have already heard Ken Murphy and how he got to this point. So now we're going to hear a little bit about Dan and how he trains and how he's got prepared for this fight he's got with Ken, a very important fight. And we'll hear a little bit about his background, his gym, his camp, and how he's feeling going into this fight. So Dan, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I've never spoken to you, but welcome to the show.
Hey, it's nice to meet you too. And everything's going great over here. Train on Triforce MMA in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Pretty much my training schedule is pretty much one day off, so 6 days a week I normally train between my wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai, and conditioning as well too. And pretty much I'm up at 6:30 in the morning, and I don't see home until at least 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, nearly every day. And keeps me busy, keeps me out of trouble, and I wouldn't change it for the world right now because it's something that I enjoy doing, and I've been passionate about it for the past 6 years right now. So pretty much it right there.
Awesome. Do you when you're training, what do you do? Of course, you work full time, another job also with training. Is your job have anything to do with training, or is it something entirely different from the MMA world?
My job is very different from the MMA world. I am actually a paraprofessional, which is a teacher's assistant with special needs students.
Oh, that's fabulous.
I'm in the classroom, and I'm actually taking the smarts and the patience that I've learned from doing martial arts to deal with this specific type of population. And it's very beneficial because they test my patients all the time. However, I also learn so much from them as well too, because it's really dealing with different types of adversity and seeing things through a different lens that normally not everyone gets to see. And it's an amazing job. I get to work with kids every day, and it's not very stressful. And I go home at the end of the day very happy knowing that I'm making an impact on people's lives.
Oh my God, that's a great, holy cow, I didn't expect that. I mean, that makes you, like, just the way you talk, I mean, you're humble. I mean, it's a humbling feeling to have that part of your life and help people that way and inspire them, and you be inspired too. That's great. I love it. I love that stuff. That's awesome. Now, what do you work basically, what's your hours there? And then you go to the gym, or you train in the morning, in the afternoon?
Pretty much my hours is a normal school schedule, so 7 o'clock to like 3, and then I pretty much transport one of my students home because I have a special driver's license to do so. So that way pretty much it's like 7 to like 4:30, and then I go straight to the gym after that until from 5 to about 8:30.
What a schedule.
And then I'm finally home at the end of the day.
Now, do you have a family? Do you have a family at home, kids, girlfriend, or anyone you take care of?
I have my girlfriend and I actually just bought a house this summer, so we're pretty much doing all the stuff around here, and we have our 2 kids with us. So everything is just smooth sailing from here. We're very happy, and it's lovely. It's great. I get to come home to a great family structure every day that we can provide for them.
That is, Dan. That's inspired. That's awesome. That's great stuff. I mean, you're fulfilled. You fight. You have a family. You seem successful. Like you're doing pretty good to buy a house. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear that kind of story. Now, great. You're getting up there, and the cool thing about it is, you don't have to, like, fighting's fun for you. So it's not I mean, you have passion to win, but it's not your full-time job. You have something to fall back to. So you have that extra security, which probably makes you more confident to fight, because now you may be able to take a little chance here, knowing that you have a great job to go back to. So I love hearing it. Now, as far as your gym, now tell me a little bit about your training regiment, like your training partners. Who you train with? Like, I'm sure you train with a lot of professional fighters that have maybe fought, all around the country of MMA organizations. So, tell us a little bit about your gym and how you train, and maybe your strong points, and what people, what they're going to see in this fight coming up on the 22nd.
Well, on a day-to-day basis, normally I have Joe Penator, Cody Nordby, John Duma, outstanding amateur right now as well, and we're just a bunch of stud wrestlers that like to go at it, and we're learning all aspects of the game between striking and jiu-jitsu, and we all flow very well with each other, and we just like to work hard and win, as much as we can, and it's just awesome knowing that I have great coaches behind me. I have Keith Jeffrey, who I've pretty much been with for a little while now, and I have Diamond Dave, who helps me out with boxing when I need to, pretty much, and conditioning over there. They have a TSW system that works very well with conditioning for fighters. Wait 1 second. Take it in your mouth. Just saying bye to the fans.
Hey! We're making them famous. Hey, show their face.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. It's only going to be audio. I think all they see is me, but we'll fix that down the line. They'll see us both when we actually edit it. But it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
But the gym, I mean, you actually train with a lot of professional, like real killers, and like you said, they're grinders. I heard a couple of names. They're really good. They're excellent, strong wrestlers. So you must have like a hell of a camp that you guys go through, really drilling each other and pushing each other for the next fight. Because you guys it seems like a revolving door. You guys are probably always, somebody's always fighting every couple of months, which is great. You're always training around the clock, basically.
Oh yeah, it's definitely beneficial, because whenever they're on their downtime, they'll come and help me out. And then when I'm on my downtime, I'll do the same thing to them, because that's just how we get better. Because we need to be on our game all the time, because God only knows what's going to happen. But if we are on our game every time, that's how we constantly improve all the time as well.
Excellent. And you have that, you have that tightness that you guys each know each other, and you know how to kind of coach each other in practice, and looking at each other and just drilling with each other what each other needs to work on. So and you have all size people that you fight with, so you're always getting a different. You might wrestle with a stronger guy or a bigger guy, which is good for you, because you might meet that guy that cuts like 20 pounds or whatever to get down to fight you. So you got to be used to, which is great. I mean, a great regimen. I'm sure that happens in a lot of gyms, but you got some killers in there, which is beneficial for everybody, basically.
Oh yeah, it's great, because I'm an undersized 25er, as everybody already knows, but I'm very technical and very skilled as well. And with those training partners that I do have, they're kind of like the realistic size of who I would go against in a real fight. So either way, I learn different ways to deal with it, and so instead of trying to move them, I'll work around them.
Great.
Simple philosophy,
Yeah. I mean, you have to do that, and like you said, you're a little small, and I mean, it reminds me like Frankie Edgar or something. He doesn't cut like really any weight. So he's always fighting guys, 10 to 20 pounds heavier, but he's used to that. So he can actually jump a couple of weight classes, because he can, he's fluctuated, which is a great way. I mean, you can move around a little bit, you know what I mean? Because you train with guys a lot bigger, so it's all helping you to be, well-rounded. And I mean, your mind seems all set. Great fight. All right, Dan, I'm going to let you go, because you got to work tomorrow. You got that great job. You got to take care of kids, and you need your wits about you. But I appreciate you coming on the show. I'm going to let you right now give shout outs to your teammates. And I know you got a couple of teammates fighting on Cage Titans. You mentioned you want to just give them a shout out, and let us know who's going to be fighting on that card. And if anyone's fighting on CES either, or any other cards coming up, you can let everyone know. All right?
All right, I want to give shout outs to Cody Norby on his last win at CES that he just had. And then Shout out to Joe Ping, John Duma, and then Jared York. Him and John Duma on the Cage Titans card coming up as well. And then shout out to my coaches, Pete Jeffrey, Diamond Dave Pete, and Greg Rebello as well. And then just to everyone who comes in and day out and pushes me, I appreciate it all. And it's going to be great to get back into that ring after about 2 year layoff.
That's awesome, Dan, and I can't wait to actually meet you, talk to you there. I'm gonna record the fight. I'm probably gonna go to a little bit of your fans, hear them cheering. I'll be running around that cage while you guys are fighting, trying to hear both sides. So I'll be everywhere. As far as social media, how can we get in touch with you? How can people like Facebook, if you have Twitter? How do we get in touch with you?
I have a Facebook, simply Dan Cormier, not the UFC one, of course.
I confused you with that too, right?
And then I'm at, for Twitter, I'm at King Burglar, MMA, and pretty much that's really about it. I usually don't use much of social media because I'm just too busy living life all the time, you know. Don't want to have electronics hold me up.
Yeah, I can understand. In the job you have, you can't be pulling your phone out all the time, and then when you're out of the job, you're going to train for 5 hours, and then you got you got home life. So, hey, Dan, I appreciate you coming on. I'll see you at the fight, October 22nd. You'll be fighting Ken Murphy. It's going to be a great fight. The fans can't wait to see it. I'll have it live for you, so they'll be watching it as it's going. So. And maybe, I'll interview you, both you guys after the fight. But we'll all hang out anyway, because I'm sure you're going to have a bunch of your camp there. So it'll be a real good time for everybody. So I can't wait.
Oh, it'll be great.
Yeah, so Dan, nothing but class. Great interview. Thanks for coming on, and I'll see you there. And by the way, you take a medium hoodie, right?
Yeah,
you're gonna bring your medium hoodie. It's funny because other fighters are like going 2 sizes smaller so their chest can pop out. I'm like laughing. I'm like, no. But that's cool.
Time's coming. I'm trying to stay warm,
Yeah, exactly. You want to have a couple of layers under that hoodie. So you know what I mean. Get a size bigger. All right, buddy. I'll see you. Train safe next week. You know what I mean. Leading up to that fight. We want to see you there. Good luck to you, and maybe you'll see me at weigh-ins. Maybe you'll see me at the fight. You'll definitely see me at the fight, and we'll connect somewhere on the way. But your interview will be out around Tuesday, and everyone share it because
all right, sounds great, man.
It's a great fight.
I appreciate it.
All right, my friend.
Have a good night, man.
Yeah, you'll definitely come on. I'll have some of your teammates coming on because I'll be covering. All the local guys and girls that are fighting, amateurs, professionals, and anything. I'll get my hands in all combat sports and get everyone looked at. So thanks, Dan, again for coming on. Dan Cormier, he's fighting Ken Murphy, October 22nd. The fight was rescheduled, so they're going to get it on. So thanks again, Dan. And